If you desire the perfect steak just like this one, there's one ingredient that is a must, and that would be salt. This combination of crystallized minerals is the most essential cooking ingredient there is. On today's video, I'm exploring other ingredients besides salt to see if they can make steaks even better. And the very first one we're going to start off is this, kombu strings. It is basically kelp which was harvested and cut really thin. Then it got dried out. There's one other thing in here that is called monosodium glutamate, also known as MSG. This could be the perfect replacement for salt. At least, that's my hope. And for that, I got these 4 beautiful steaks which I'll be using for today's experiment. They are choice grade, 1.5 inches thick, and just exactly what I wanted for today's cook. Now to use the kombu string was very simple. The first thing to do is to go ahead and lay a good amount on the plate. That way my steak can go right on top, which I went ahead and covered the whole thing with this magical stuff. Now Japanese people use this very often, and for good reason because it makes most things taste awesome. So I'm hoping that it will do the same for the steak. As you can see, once I was done, everything was fully covered with it. Next up, I wanted to try a combination of salty ingredients to see if it would work. My goal is to make a quick marinade. So into a bowl I threw in some anchovies, followed by soy sauce, gochujang, fish sauce, and miso paste. Mix everything together and my marinade was done. The next thing to do is to go ahead and apply it on the steak. And I made sure to cover the whole thing with it. The more, the better. My hope is that this marinade is really going to flavor the steak properly. So I laid it down on a cooling rack, applied even more marinade, as I tend to let the marinade penetrate deeply into the steak. For that, I'm going to let it hang on my refrigerator overnight. At this stage, I realized that the kombu steak needed something extra, and that was a little bit of moisture. So I went ahead and applied a good amount of water on top of it. This will allow the salt content of the kombu to penetrate deeply into the meat. Our very next ingredient would be this one. It is called hondashi. It is salty, it also has MSG, and I love the way it tastes. Now to activate it, I decided to go ahead and mix it up with some water. Once that was done, it was time to apply it to the steak. Just like the other steaks, I went ahead and added a good amount. Now that I have all of them ready, the only thing left to do is to let them rest in my refrigerator overnight. As that was happening, it was perfect because it allowed me time to go ahead and make an awesome side dish. And to make it, it's quite easy as you can make a lot of the things ahead of time, like pickled cabbage. To do this, it's super simple. First, you want to chop it up real fine. You can use a knife like this, or if you have a mandolin, it's even better. Now into a bowl, you want to add 50% of sugar and 50% of vinegar. As soon as it starts simmering, I went ahead and threw a cinnamon stick and some cloves. Now mix everything well until the sugar is fully dissolved, and I went ahead and threw in the cabbage. This will pick quite quickly, but the good thing is that you can save it in the refrigerator and enjoy it anytime. Next up is the noodles. I went ahead and used these flat noodles since I had them available, and for that I just followed the instructions in the packaging. Next up is short ribs. I just sous vide these for 24 hours, and as you can see they came out extremely tender. The next important ingredient is the tare sauce. I first got together all of these ingredients. We're talking about ginger, scallions, and chicken feet. I went ahead and charred them up really good with a torch. Once that was done, I immediately threw everything into a pan, followed by white granulated sugar and soy sauce. Now the key here is to let it simmer for 3 hours on a very low heat. As once you have done so, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and strain it, and you are left with this incredible sauce. This is fantastic. The next ingredients are these. We got shiitake mushrooms, enoki mushrooms which are long string mushrooms, and tamarind. Since now we have everything ready, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and put it together. So into a non-stick wok, I threw in some oil, followed by the shiitake mushrooms. Sauteed them for a little bit. After wiping up the pan, I went ahead and added some tamarind, followed by the tare sauce. Mixed everything well until the tamarind was completely dissolved. Then I went in with my short rib. Once everything was fully combined with the sauce, I added all of the mushrooms, mixed it a little bit more, and threw in all of my noodles. Now take a look at this. I'm telling you friends, the flavor combination of this thing is insane. I like to serve it on a very hot molcajete. So after my noodles went in, I went ahead and added my pickled cabbage, followed by the enoki mushrooms. Now this is today's side dish. I can tell you one thing. I guarantee this is going to be delicious. However, I cannot say the same thing about today's experiment. And since all my salt replacements already did its job, I went ahead and started removing it. And the more I did, the more excited I got. That's because this dark coloration on the steak, it is a sign that the salt penetrated deeply in there. So after going ahead and removing everything as much as possible, once I was done, take a look. This is what I was left with. No salt added into none of these steaks. But there's one thing that we still have have to add, and that is a good amount of black pepper and garlic powder. Now don't forget that we also have the control steak. That one got my normal treatment. A good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Once that was done, you can now see that I have all 4 steaks ready to go, because the only thing left to do is to go ahead and grill them. First, I'll be putting a nice wonderful sear. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until they reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to grill these beautiful steaks, so let's do it.
All right, everybody, here we got our beautiful steak, gentlemen, with an incredible side dish. But what happened?
What happened? Nothing happened.
You sure about that?
Somebody doesn't like cabbage, everybody. Why? Is it because it's purple?
Angel's a dull guy. He doesn't like the brightness.
Yeah, I like it nice and dark.
All right, so here's the deal. We got a little experiment going on, all right? I want your honest opinion. Just let me know how it is. We got 4 beautiful steaks. We're gonna go this direction close to you, 2K, please. Dig in. Smell good?
Smell real charcoaly.
It's all good.
All right, enough talking. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
That is a Guga steak. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, really charcoaly, beautiful crust, juicy. I feel like Leo right now, but I'm not. It's just great, guys.
I love it.
You're right. The charcoal taste is really strong, and you can feel it even in the juices. The salt is good, the pepper's good, garlic powder's good. Perfect Guga steak.
Cook your steak with charcoal, everybody. I promise it will be better. Enough about that one. Let's go to the second one.
Is it just me or does it smell kind of sweet?
I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. Let's stop sniffing and start tasting. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. So much better.
Wow, that is amazing, everybody.
Holy cow.
You don't look like you like it.
I like it. It's strange.
Like, look, your face look like there's a butt.
No, it's just strange. It's like I'm trying to analyze. That's the face that's going on. This is my analyzing face.
Scientist.
It's good. It has definitely a different flavor profile. I cannot put my finger on it though.
It is so much better to me than the control. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but the flavor feels so much more enhanced for whatever reason. There's no words to describe it.
I couldn't have said any better, 2K. Now, I'll tell you this. There is no salt on the steak.
There's no way.
I know.
It has salt.
No, it does not.
It has the salt effect. Like it feels like there's salt.
That's what I am trying to get here, everybody. This works beautifully as a salt replacement, by the way. That's what we're tasting today. It feels like it has the perfect amount of salt, but at the same time, flavor. You like this one better than the control?
It's a little bit better, yeah.
You?
100% so far. Yes.
Wow, I'm in agreement too. This is phenomenal. Now, before we go to the next one, I want you guys to try this side dish. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh,
Oh my God.
that is phenomenal. Sweetness, savory, acidity.
I feel like it tastes a little sweet, and then the short rib gives it that savory like flavor. It's a good dish.
I know Angel doesn't like it, but the acidity of the pickled cabbage mixed with the sweetness of the noodles and the short rib, perfect mix. It's amazing, guys.
The sauce is tamarind sauce, by the way. So you feel that little tanginess.
A little sweetness, tanginess.
Exactly. It's just to die for. Enough with the side dish. I want to go for the next steak. You guys ready? Let's give it a try. Enough talking. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Also different.
Mine is missing salt.
Yeah.
Same.
I was about to say this one definitely worked better than that one.
I guess because it is missing salt, it's hard to judge since there's not a lot of flavor.
Yeah, the flavor is also not really there.
We agree?
Agreed.
All right, let's go for the last one. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
It took me high, it took me low, it took me to the middle, it took me everywhere, everybody. This one is different.
I mean, if we're going for salt, I have my winner.
So you don't enjoy this one just by what you're saying?
It's not that I don't enjoy it, but it does lack salt.
I agree that it lacks salt, but it's what Guga said. It takes you on a roller coaster. Still tastes good, but I don't know if there is enough salt or if there's not. I can't decide.
It's not powerful. It's mild flavors
Yes.
in there that you can taste, but because it lacks a little bit of salt, it's not powerful
They're
enough
not
for you to
pronounced.
notice, you know?
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Which one you guys like the best?
The second one, that one.
I agree, everybody. This is hondashi, by the way. It is incredible, everybody. But that's the results. This is a great salt replacement, and it worked beautifully. But I think the real winner today will definitely be the side dish, everybody.
Yeah, that side dish was fire.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.